Hello again. So I wanted to make a video about something that I have been seeing popping up all over my dash. I don't know why it's coming up all of a sudden, but I just want to share my thoughts on it about losing weight while also recovering from an eating disorder. So people who are actively trying to lose weight and also recovering from eating disorder, just my thoughts on it. So to start off, let me just say that I get it completely. I have been actively trying to lose weight for 13 years. I am now 50 pounds overweight from what my smallest weight was and what I think my goal weight could be. Um, and like none of my clothes fit. I'm so uncomfortable in my body every second of the day. It sucks. I am totally there with you. I would love this weight to just be gone. Um, and in the past, I've tried every diet, I've tried every fitness plan, every nutrition plan that there is. And, you guys know diets rarely work long term. But honestly, like with the amount of knowledge I have about this kind of stuff, I could probably be a nutritionist or a personal trainer just if I took a quiz, if that was how you got that license. So I know a lot about fitness and nutrition. I know a lot about diets. I know a lot about nutrients. I know a lot about certain what exercises you should do, what you should put in your body, all that kind of stuff. It's something that I really like talking about. But when it comes to weight loss, the thing that I have told myself and reminded myself is I have an eating disorder. So my body is fucked up. My metabolism is fucked up. My mind is fucked up because eating disorders are fucked up. So I've been binging and restricting pretty much my whole life. So it's going to take a really long time for my body to adjust to a normal way of eating. And even with introducing a normal way of eating, that's another thing that my body has to adjust to. So it's something that's going to be hard no matter what when you have an eating disorder. And for me, what I define normal eating as is just being able to, in a nutshell, just eat without guilt and without really thinking about it, without calculating, what this meal should be, what it could be, all that kind of stuff, which I'll get into another time. But the thing is when you're trying to lose weight, you're not helping yourself, have normal eating habits, because if you're trying to lose weight, chances are you're going to try some kind of diet like paleo or clean eating, which are, healthy or whatever. And while you're doing that, you're keeping track of sugar and carbs and protein and fat percentages, and probably taking away foods that you like and adding in foods you don't really like. And on top of all that, you're pushing your body to the limits at the gym. You're doing a 30-day squat challenge or a lunge challenge or an ab challenge, just something to try and change your body. So the focus is on the body and not the mind, and that's where I believe the focus needs to be. What I did for about 8 months before I decided to just stop actively trying to lose weight was I would eat clean 80% of the time and eat what I wanted 20%, the 80-20 rule. And I got really obsessive about it. I still weighed myself every day because I had gotten into the habit of doing that about a year before. And if I saw a 2-pound gain on the scale after a night of drinking or a night of, eating what I wanted, I'd freak out, even though the logical side of my mind that knows about this stuff knows, well, that's just water weight. That's nothing to worry about. But the eating disorder was saying, no, you suck. You're fat. You should never eat anything besides clean eating. How could you do that to yourself? The usual internal voices. So it was a lot of pressure on myself, a lot of pressure on my body, a lot of pressure on my mind, and I just don't think it's good to stress yourself to that extent, especially when your body and mind are confused enough as it is. So that's basically how I feel about it. But I also wanted to share 2 more things. One thing is something I learned from Hungry for Change, which is a documentary that's on Netflix. And the other thing is to share how I shifted my focus myself. So first, the Hungry for Change thing. They say it a lot more eloquently in the documentary, but basically the gist of one of the things they talk about is that your body's never trying to hurt you. Since caveman times, our bodies are programmed for feast and famine. So for a person who is overweight, usually that's because they're eating too much food in general, or just food that has no nutritional value. So your body stores up fat and converts, all your excess sugar, carbs that you don't need into fat because it's storing itself because it's not getting the nutrition it needs. So it's storing all of this excess stuff to use in case of a famine, because that's how things were back in the good old days of hunting mammoths and stuff. So I don't know, when you're with an eating disorder, if you have an eating disorder, you're constantly putting yourself into those 2 extremes. For me, having binge eating disorder, I would gorge myself, so feast, and then for a couple days after that, I'd be restricting. And when I'm gorging myself, I'm usually gorging myself on food that has no nutritional value, and then restricting by eating little to nothing over the next couple days. So obviously, my body is already programmed to, every time I eat something, it thinks, holy shit, I'm getting something that has nutrients, I'm getting food that I need. I need to store it into fat in case, this crazy girl goes back and doesn't eat for 3 days. So it's just something that's really helped me come to peace with the excess weight, for the most part, at least. Like, it doesn't change the fact that I wish it was gone, doesn't change me, wanting to lose weight somewhere still in there. I still would like to lose weight. It's just not my focus anymore. And this all goes for any other eating disorder, bulimia, anorexia, not otherwise specified. You're not eating in a normal way, and you're doing the extreme of not eating in a normal way. So your body just wants to protect you from that so that it can survive and it can be safe. And stress has a lot to do with it too. I mean, everyone knows you gain weight or lose weight when you're stressed, and you're already stressed with this eating disorder. So it all is just a jumbled mess of stuff that, we get mad at our bodies for storing fat in places we may not like it. But if you can try to think of it as, okay, this excess fat that I don't like on my arm is just, storage in case there's a nuclear winter. We can use that, and my body just wants to keep me safe. So that's one thing that has helped me kind of come to peace with it. Now, how I shifted my focus from losing weight to recovery was I basically stopped counting calories, weighing myself, and buying like goal outfits, like, size jeans that are a size too small. I pretty much stopped all of that cold turkey, because that stuff just keeps me focused on my actual body and the number on the scale, and again, not up here, which is where the focus really needs to be. These days, I'll sometimes count calories if I'm having a really hard time like sleeping, or if I'm just having a bad day and I need to know that number. And I only weigh myself if I am completely sure that even if that number is 1,000 pounds, I will be mentally, emotionally prepared to deal with it, and I'm not going to hate myself the whole day. I made the mistake of weighing myself when I wasn't ready last week, and I will not do that again, because it did not end well. As far as exercise goes, I only go to the gym if I'm going for the right reasons. So the wrong reasons are, oh, I'm fat, I have to exercise. I ate too much yesterday, I have to work it off today. I'm going out with friends later, so if I have to exercise if I want to eat. If it's an I have to go, I won't go, because that's not the right reason. The right reason is I really, truly enjoy moving my body. I like endorphins. I like lifting weights and feeling, all strong and powerful. Those are things that are personal to me. I actually really have always enjoyed exercise. So that's how I get myself to the gym. It's because I want to, not because I feel like I have to. And, if you are overweight and trying to recover from an eating disorder, and, the doctors are telling you, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to like exercise. There's nothing wrong with not liking exercise. I have a lot of friends that hate exercise, and they're thin and fit, and not because they eat like crap and don't exercise. They eat pretty well, but they exercise by just having an active lifestyle. They go for hikes, they go walk instead of take their car to places. All the stuff you read about, like, oh, ride your bike, take the stairs. They do all that. And you really don't have to go to the gym to have an active lifestyle. So just keep that in mind if you're ever thinking you're not exercising enough or whatever. And don't go if you're going to torment yourself for not going, whether it's a hike, a walk, the gym, or anything, because that's not going to help you at all, because you're just going to stress out your mind, and your body's not going to change if your mind is stressed out. So yeah, it's basically, in conclusion, this is obviously my opinion. I'm not a doctor, not certified in anything. This is just my experience of 13 years of dealing with this, and of a couple years of reading your guys' stories and researching and seeing my therapist for the last couple weeks. It's just knowledge that I would like to share, and an opinion that I would like to share, because I think the most important thing is that you guys need to treat yourself with as much respect and care and gentleness as possible, because you're already under so much pressure and you're already hurting so much that any excess, it's not worth it, So I know how hypocritical that is coming from me when you talk about treating yourself with kindness and respect, especially if you read my blog, but I do believe that, and I work every single day to get to the point where I can say that I do believe that about myself. So Please feel free to message me if you have any questions or comments or want to yell at me because you think I'm wrong or have success stories about losing weight and recovering. I would love to hear your opinions and I would love to chat with all of you. So this has been a very long vlog. Yes.